What's up guys, this is Shannon. Today we're going to check out East 1 in Sjcc. Let's go! Hey guys, we are back here again in Sjcc after our latest episode. I think it's Aurora. We just checked out Aurora. That will be their latest completed project. We have visited a few, lot 15. We have visited Aurora, Teja before. All did really well. And now in continuation of that success, they are developing East 1, which is right in the center of this side of Sjcc. But before we go to the site, let's head inside to get our coordinates right first. Okay guys, so this is the project that we're going to check out today. This is called East 1 Sjcc, a mixed development. So you can see there will be 2 blocks of residence and right at the bottom be a row of retail. In total 13 units of them. So in terms of numbers of residential unit, there will be 926 in total, divided by 2, located on a freehold piece of land. So the size of the land is about 2.68 acres, and this will be the main road in. So it's either you come in from the Federal Highway or you come in from Subang side. The first impression, I like it already because this is what they call the high street. And these are going to be integrated along with the retail components. With all the landscape treatment, these are going to change the whole impression of the location. Why? Because this is East 1, right? There are going to be 2 more phases right next to this. And the team just told me that when this development is ready, when the high street is ready, it's going to be ready in one go all the way in phase 3. Before we go in further, so this is the location. I assume everybody know already. So this is Sjcc in Subang Jaya, and this will be Subang Parade. This will be Aeon Big. This is the Subang Jaya LRT and KTM station. This is Subang Ria Park, and this will be the location of the development. So just now as I was mentioning, right, East 1, East 2 and East 3. So when East 1 is completed, the high street will be completed all the way through. And since this is a very busy street, I absolutely adore the concept. The walking distance to the station is about 180 meters, and right opposite Federal Highway, this will be the business park that is just packed with tenants, which are also going to be part of your tenant profiles for your project lah. So here you will have white collars, where people who work around the business park. You will have a lot of students because now Subang Jaya has turned into this university city kind of location where you have all the prime universities and you have families around as well, especially for those who have graduated from their studies within this location, right? All will reside back in the exact same location where they graduated. That's very cool. And back to the high street, right? This will be the somewhat drop off or the e-hailing stop. There will be some side parkings on the road, and for residents, they will be using the other side. So if you walk from the train station, this will be the setting. It's all covered starting from the opposite side because you cannot shade the road for bomba reasons, and this will be direct connection into East 1. And then this yellow line here is an initiative by the developer as well. This is a bicycle track along the address. On this street then, this will be the main drop off for residents, and I like it. So this is away from all the action and retail from the front. After you drop off, then there will be a ramp at the side for you to go up to your elevated car park. And within these plans, there will be split ramps available. So it means from one ramp, you don't have to make too many turns before you go up to your next level. As mentioned just now, this is the entrance into the drop-off. You'll drive the ramp to go up to the car parks. At this level, then there will be 2 towers, Tower A and Tower B. Both of them will have their own lobby. And what you can see is the isolation between the residential side of things versus the commercial side of things, which I like. However, if the high street is doing extremely well, unfortunately, the way back home is also somewhat affected lah, but that's a good problem to have lah. So right up front here, we will have the nursery on ground floor. So from the lobby, we go up, this will be the lift lobby for Tower A and Tower B. On level 8, this will be the facilities deck, and this will be the barbecue pit area. So this will be the 50 meters length swimming pool. This will be the kids pool. This will be the multi-purpose hall in between two towers, and these are the garden units. In total 8 units of them. Now what's cool, you will have these 2 separate structures here, right? These are actually the co-working space and reading areas, and they also include a podcast room within. On the more active areas here, then there will be the lounge for people to have parties like gender reveal parties, engagement parties and things like that, because it's right next to the active area. So this side will be more active as it's closer to the playground area as well, while this side will be the more quiet zone. Another innovative part that I really like is this utilization of space for what they call a storage room. It's basically a room that is partitioned. They told me it's about 2 stories per floor. It's going to have 10 rooms, so in total 2 wings, about 40 rooms for residents to rent for storage purposes. Sometimes when you have too many luggage bags, you don't know where to put in a unit, you can just rent a place and put there. If you're running an e-commerce business from home, you need to have a place to put in some stock. This will be the location as well, which I think is innovative, because all this extra build up that is for compliance reasons, right? Actually nobody use one. Something very cool that I appreciate also will be this effort of introducing a female only gym. So it will be an extension from the gym here that is facing the pool, and this side will be exclusively for women only. Then going up further through the lift, this will be the typical floor level design. In total, if you include these SAM units here, then it will be 17 units in total, sharing 4 lifts in the center. And I like this typology because it splits the residents into 3 wings. So for these 3 units here, right, it's going to be so premium. Anyway, you have units laid on double loaded corridors on this side. Here then will be single loaded corridor only. Then on level 35 and 36, there will be a special unit which is type C, that is the penthouse lah. Type A ranges from 682 square feet, 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom. Type B will be 900 square feet, 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom. And Type C, which is the penthouse unit, right? So this is 1,435 square feet. This looks awesome lah. And I really like that now they have this hackable wall designed within all their projects already. Well, most of their projects already. So like for the 2 bedroom unit, just imagine if this is hackable, suddenly it's like a studio or a 1 bedroom design. This one as well, the flexibility will be placed on this wall. Very nice. Anyway, this will be the unit I'm going to check out today, which is the Type B one. And there are some details that we need to highlight. But anyway, let's just flow through, right? Once you walk through the corridor, this will be the foyer, and I like that there's a dedicated space for the shoe cabinet. There's a ramp that's very friendly for mobility reasons. Going in, kitchen tucked at the side, and this connects over to the yard. Okay, so these are the red dotted lines, which means that this is the brochure layout. Well, it also means that the developer will be providing all the kitchen finishings, but we'll go and see the unit later. Dining, living, no balcony, only the penthouse unit got balcony. Going in, bedroom 2, shared bathroom, master bedroom, and this is the fun part. You can remove this door, place it here, suddenly this becomes a private suite, where this is going to be your home office. You can close it for privacy reasons when you have other people in the house, which is awesome. If that's not open enough, this can be hackable as well. So coming in from the corridor, there will be a ramp here. So on a wheelchair, if you have a stroller, if you take groceries, it's going to be so helpful. Anyway, the width of the foyer is very generous, 1.8 meters. Going in, the clearance of the door is about 950 mm, so it means that this is a 2.4 meter by 1 meter width door. Cool. And the unit actually comes with a digital lock set, so this will be provided by the developer. But as always, please always check with the team on the specifications that will be provided with the unit. The top cabinet, bottom cabinet, hood and hob. This is a 2-burner, even with the top and plug points along with the basin, plus this shelf above the fridge, plus this top as well. Just that I don't think they provide this lah. In terms of dimension, this is about 2.1 meters, and the width here is about 1.3 meters. Very sizable. It means that 2 persons can actually work at at the same time. And the fridge will be positioned on this side, connected to a door. There will be a window as well next to the basin, and this will be the yard area where the location of the washer and dryer will be. So the width is about 911 mm, the length is about 2.2 meters, but what I like is this height here, which is about 1.5 meters high. So in terms of safety and privacy, this is going to be so awesome. So when you do your laundry here, right, it won't be as obvious for your neighbors lah. Anyway, in terms of external plug points, wow. Coming up from the kitchen, this will be the dining and living space. For flooring, this will be a 600 by 600 mm tiles. Ceiling height is about 2.9 meters, and the wall-to-wall width here is nice. So this is about 3.1 meters. And so after you put in the 6-seater dining set, right, you still have ample amount of space to walk around. Then as we walk further in, this will be the living area, and because there's no balcony, right, suddenly there's no need of corridor space to actually walk past. This looks amazing. And for the window size, so this is not full height, but it's actually full length, I think. So it's going to be almost to the edge, and this will be the window specifications. And we covered this township since the very beginning, like from lot 15, then to Aurora, then to Teja, which is all fully sold. Not only that, what's even more mesmerizing is the returns and the capital appreciation that the initial investors got. Like if you guys go and check the rental rates for the 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom units around all these developments, right, it's very promising. And that's actually beyond the expectation for all OG Subang folks. Means if you are here since the beginning of the township, you'll be very foreign to the concept of high-rise, especially in Subang. And suddenly you will have a kelompok of high-rise all together, and you tell me the rental rates will be good. Which apparently it is lah. Anyway, the selling price for this freehold project starts from 598,000. I think that will be for the smallest unit. Moving on, this will be the corridors to the bedrooms. Corridor width is 1.05 meters. There will be a drop in ceiling height, so this will be 2.4 meters. Going into the first bedroom, the size of the room is about 2.7 by 3.4 meters. You will have some box up around for the pipings of the aircons. Then for flooring, they are using laminated timber floors, which is nice. And for this size, you can accommodate a queen size bed, bedside tables, your wardrobe space here, and you will have a window on this side. I really like when they purposely add in the bottom steel, right? Technically, I could just settle with this, but they should try their best to increase the area of the openings for the room, which I really appreciate. And right opposite this will be the shared bathroom. Full height wall tiles, shower screen, shower system, WC and basin by Johnson Swiss. But for more specifications, always do check with the team. Then for the door frame, they are using this metal door frame that comes with the shadow gap, so the connection to the brick wall will be way more tidier. And these are the plugs. Moving on, this will be the playful part. So this will be the default mode where this is one bedroom, this is your master bedroom, right? So the size of the bedroom is about 2.7 by 2.55 meters, which is perfectly comfortable. If you were to put in a queen size bed, shouldn't be a problem. But for the modern lifestyle, as a lot of us actually work from home, most of us will need a workspace in the house. And this might be it. So if you were to convert this into a workspace, then technically this wall can be removed if you want to. Number one, the door can be actually opened from this wall here. Then this whole space here will be your private zone of the house, which I like lah. So that's one idea. The other idea is to convert this into a walk-in wardrobe for your wife lah. Last but not least, this will be the master bedrooms. And the scale is wonderful. So the length is about 4.5 meters. The wall-to-wall width here is about 3 meters, which is very, very comfortable. That's why you can put in a king-size bed here, bedside tables with a wardrobe on this side, and you still have a lot of space. You still have a space for such a long dressing table. But anyway, let's go check out the window scale first. So it's not full height, but the size is actually nice. Similar treatments with timber floor, and this will be the ensuite bathroom. And it looks the same lah. So full height wall tiles, Johnson Swiss, basin and WC, shower screen, shower system that comes with a rain shower. Ooh, this is nice. So you have a natural ventilation via a window that is frosted. Ooh, I like this. And I think that's all for the show unit. Let's go check out the site. For circulation wise, coming out, this will be Subang Parade side, and you U-turn, this will be the main road going into E1, and you have the MRT station already that's also connected to the KTM. What's cool, which is an upgrade from the previous visit, you will have a dedicated bicycle lane now on the side, which also goes in line with their green initiative efforts. So if it matters a lot to you, this project of East 1, it's currently gold certified. So you will have the rainwater harvesting, all the energy efficient kind of things, all will be included in the project. So good job. And now we are walking towards the LRT station. This will somewhat be the experience of the covered walkway from the project of E1 in the future lah. And initially I was pretty concerned when I see the site due to the congestion issue. Congestion here means the illegal car parking that always happens right in front of public transportation hubs, right? Like you can see a lot of cars here. But what I like is, first of all, there will be two lanes, one dedicated drop off and pick up lane for those who are using the public transport. The other, you will have the dedicated bicycle lanes, and they are also blocking at the side, make it pretty much impossible for people to illegal car park at the side. And since we are here, this will be the site of E1 at the further end, E2 and E3. And coming out into the station is a very clean, very wide station, and it's integration between three usage. One will be the LRT, the second one will be the KTM, and the third one will be the pedestrian walkway over to the UOA Business Park. Now we are in the Subang Jaya one, and this connects over to the Kelana Jaya line, which is one of the premium line because it connects over to KL Central, KLCC, because those are always the location with highest job opportunities. Again, good for investment. And about 3 minutes walking from the station. In the future there will be walkways, not like trees right now. We are going to arrive at the site of East 1. And you can see works are actually taking place already, so that's awesome, right? As always. So now this will be Tower A, Tower B, and right behind you will have Subang Avenue, E Tiara and Lot 15 at the side. There will be Mesiniaga and the PMU. And right in front, this will be the KTM tracks already. Then right in front, this will be the highlight of the project in my opinion, because now in continuation from the retail of Lot 15, right? This will be the retail components stretching over to E1, E2, E3. So this entire surrounding and the vibe of the location will be transformed. And this is only possible because they are a master plan developer. They practically own this entire thing all the way, which allows them to do this somewhat as an infrastructure improvement to the address. So just imagine you will have the shops right there, you will have a walkway with team landscape treatments. The team told me that they're going to plant more trees that's more colorful. We can also attract birds to the surrounding. That will be their main focus. But just imagine when this is ready, it will be all the way to the end of E3 connecting over to Subang Parade side. Wow, that will be the main difference between this side compared to the Aurora and Teja side of things, where those are a little bit more residential centric. Here is very mixed development, where convenience is a little bit higher in the priority list. Not only that, here the developer is also proposing a walkway, dedicated walkway over to Subang Ria Park. Because technically it's connected, just they need to open out a pathway at the end of the traffic light. And that's going to be about 450 meters walk over to the park. And I've just been to the park lately also with the family, right? It's packed with people and there's a lot of activities that's going on there during weekends and holidays. You have a lot of events, cool stuff. So here you kind of have a balance of everything. So you have the offices, you will have the connection to the LRT and KTM, you will have the malls, you will have adjacent buildings like this. Then you will have the park, you will have the medical center next to that as well. And I guess that's all for this episode. It's now time for Sean's take 3 on 3. So the first thing I like will be this being part of a township development to be developed by this very experienced developer lah. And in fact, in 1976, they were the developer that started Subang Jaya as an address, as a township. And not only that, now you will have Putra Heights, you will have SJ7, you will have City of Elmina, KL East, you will have Nilai Impian, you will have so much more on top of that. It just indicates the level of execution abilities as well as financial abilities, also experience that comes with it. Because sometimes we will take for granted like developments like this, right? Can the team complete it or not? But here, you don't really have that concern. But to me, Sjcc, then because this is a whole township development altogether, you are able to plan better infrastructure to complement the product itself. For example, the covered walkway from the LRT station to the project, that's one. The second thing, which is going to be the highlight of the project, the high street design. Just imagine when all developments are going to be connected together from a retail level point of view, that is going to take up a lot of effort in coordination. Just imagine if these 3 plots of land is developed by 3 different developers. It's going to look like the one opposite, where if I kawan with you, then I will design something nicer. If not kawan with you, I will just put my bag of house there. Yeah. Also, because it's a township development, they clearly know what is the current supply within this area. Like they have lot 15, which is doing very well, then Teja, then Aurora. They will have better control in terms of supply of products. Like this one more residential. By the time it reaches to East 3, right, it's going to be an office building most likely. Somehow this feels like a finishing move for the developer for this location, and I look forward to it lah. Because since 1976 until 2037, I don't know. The second thing I like will be the design elements of it. So first of all will be the separation between the car park of visitors and residents. That's nice. Then what I think is the smart move is the orientation of the towers. They kind of fold the tower a little bit, so they are able to squeeze 2 towers all together. They're maximizing the view on a longer building, because on this side you will actually have the golf course view on the end. And when you tweak like that, you avoid the negative things around the area, which is the PMU. No units will be able to have the view of the PMU. And when you open up the floor plate like this, the lobby area feels way more open, way more ventilation and daylight get to go through, and you will have better privacy for each wings as well. Although you will have a higher number of units per floor, but when you go into different wings, it feels better. And I appreciate all the small little things, because they have done this kind of high-rise development so many times, right? They are able to reduce wastage of space by implementing innovative things like the podcast room within the co-working space, and they separated out the active lounge and the quiet lounge. That's great. You will have the storage room. That's new for me. So it allows people to have a better storage for their luggage bags. So you will have more room within the residence itself. Also, it improves the maintenance fees collection for the management later. So now you have another source of revenue, which is good. You have a separate loading bay for the retail, so it's within the center between 2 components. For the unit layout, the flexible wall was a new thing that was introduced, and it's now being a very normal thing within their design, and I absolutely love it. So it gives you the versatility. You can use the extra room as your office, or your walk-in wardrobe, or a baby room, or whatsoever. At least you will have variations to the unit that you buy lah. Just too bad there's no rooftop facilities. Like if not, right, it would be so different. But yeah, that's something I wish lah. And the last thing I like definitely will be this location of Subang Jaya, which is already upgraded into a city status. And that's due to several reasons. The introduction of LRTs, then you will have brand new highways and flyovers that connects you over to the main one. This one will be Federal Highway, or you need to go up to the highway that goes Subang Airport. You will have Kesas, you will have MPE. On top of that, this area is just surrounded by private universities, offices, shopping mall, job opportunities. Yet at the same time, you will have the hipster culture of the youth of this area, because a lot of students, then you will have a lot of fancy cafe and F&B outlets, right? A lot in this area. So technically, it's a very matured area. And from an investor point of view, the best way to gauge that is actually the rental returns for all the projects. So if you look into all the rental rates around the area, solid. However, for the three things I don't like, number one will be the micro location element. So first of all, this is a one-way street. So if you have a retail up front and just assume it's doing very well, the only way back is via this road, and when you come out again, you're going to come back to this road again. So if the mall does well, it's a problem. Second thing, you will have a big storm drain there. That's going to be converted into the high street for the retail. So let's see. The third one will be the PMU right next to it. But the design team has done everything they could to kind of avoid any view, and they even maximize the distance away from it really as far as they can. One more thing then will be the car parking issue for people who is using the LRTs and the KTM. Now there's already 2 car lane, and they already blocked some of the lane to avoid illegal car parking. I don't know, Malaysians being Malaysians, right? Those will be possible hurdles to just come back home lah. The second thing I don't like will be the density of Sjcc or surrounding projects lah. So now you can see Lot 15 lah, Subang Avenue lah, Tiara lah. Then you have a lot more projects coming out within this stretch. For a local Subang person, it's going to be very high dense, because Subang that they grow up in is all landed. Suddenly when you have a density of such, it's going to be pretty scary. But if you look into the usage of land, it's going to be all mixed developments where you have retails. There's also TOD oriented, where you have connection to LRT, you're connected to all the malls and offices and things like that, right? Technically it should be higher in density, but most of the time that will be the main concern for a lot of local Subang folks. For the next generations, not really lah. And last of all, I have concerns of retail being in the same development. So far we know that the stretch of retail, it will be all held by the developer, and they will rent out and manage them. So that's good news, because if it's sold individually, so it's by luck. Now there will be dedicated teams to manage the retail, because if the retail it were to be empty, it will give a very negative vibe to the overall development, which is what we don't want as investors. And I guess that's all for this episode. So to me, this is more of an investment product, or for a first home for couples, because when you upgrade later, right, you can easily rent this out later. Because you just look at it, right, just based on the existing rental rates for all their existing components, such as Lot 15, Aurora, it's actually very convincing, especially for phase 1. So E1, E2, E3 is going to be a mixed development that's going to be developed all together. That's going to be very exciting. I think this is going to change the whole landscape for this Sjcc, especially the high street. And they have done this so many times. Yeah, and I guess that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching, and if you really like this episode, like it, share it, and even subscribe for more information like this. Until next time, this is Sean Tan. Ciao.